So the Chicago Bears just made a trio of surprise moves. Monday is the first cut day before getting to the 53. That's going to be finalized tomorrow. But the Bears made several moves that I wasn't expecting. A lot of them were expected. I'm not going to really cover those. But the one that most notably surprised me was at running back. Now stay with us here. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But first, I want to talk about an unusual situation, and that was with Zane Frasier. You guys know Zane Frasier. He was a fifth-round pick, a guy who the coaching staff, most notably Al Harris, the staff is just really high on him, but there are injuries. We need depth at corner, and they were able to solve an unusual situation without cutting a deserving player elsewhere on the roster. I'm just going to go to this for the visual. The Bears definitely love Frasier, but it was going to be tough for him to make the 53. It looks like this situation is just one that the Bears get to have their cake and eat it too, because you guys know Zane Frasier. The Bears got one of the most unique defensive back athletes on this whole 2025 draft class. We're talking at 6'3". The guy ran an absolutely blazing 4.36 at the NFL Combine, and we're looking at a rare speed and movement combo. It just really shows up on film. He stood out all week long during the draft process, like lots of comparisons to like another UTSA Day 3 cornerback, Tariq Woolen. But this is what the Bears did. They put Frasier on the non-football injury list. Now, the coaching staff has been adamant the whole time Zane Frasier would get every opportunity afforded to him. So what's actually been going on with him during camp, during this offseason, that he's been out for personal reasons. That's Ben Johnson's words. I mean, it's been purposely vague, but depth is needed. Frasier's a size speed monster. The Bears did everything that they could to keep him on the roster, and this is just the perfect way. So a little update on the NFI list. It's for players who didn't pass a physical before the end of training camp, and since Frasier never initially reported back to camp, he can fall into this category despite not having a reported injury. This is really sneaky here. So this is a unique situation, an unusual solution to a situation, keeping this guy in the fold, not making him vulnerable by cutting him and hoping to get him on the practice squad. So players placed on the NFI list, they can be activated to the 53-man roster after missing at least 4 games to start the season. That should work out absolutely great for Frasier. Like I said, he missed out all training camp plus preseason. Frasier has he's fallen behind the rest of the players at his position group, right? Placing him on the NFI list does a couple things. It allows the Bears to protect him and it gives him at least 4 weeks to understand Dennis Allen's scheme, to get some time under defensive backs coach Al Harris, and it just really completely ramp up to being in football shape. So this also reinforces something. The Bears have so much faith in Frasier's ability to play for this team actually this year. So the Bears drafted Frasier. You could see how excited the front office was, how excited most notably Dennis Allen and Al Harris were. I'm just really glad that he's going to stay on the team here. So there's another release. It's not so much the player. It's kind of giving us a viewpoint into the situation at cornerback. Defensive back Trey Flowers was also released. And this also signals something. Nick McLeod. Nick McLeod has earned his spot on this roster. Now, you've watched McLeod play in the preseason. He's been at nickel quite often with Gordon out with a hammy injury. He also has the versatility to play outside as well. So this should make us feel way better about something. I think this is a signal that we should feel way better about the injury statuses, the health statuses of starter Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. I mean, cutting corner depth at this point, that telegraphs to me these guys are going to be ready. They couldn't come fast enough, right? The emphasis was on the defensive end spot during this Kansas City game. Glenn, a loyal viewer, he comments all the time. I love this guy. He actually had the comment that made me laugh that the Bears need to put out a missing persons report at defensive end. find out where these guys were because there's absolutely no pressure. Nice work there, Glenn. But we got to also recognize that 4 starters of the defense were out against the Chiefs. On top of that, running a vanilla scheme, I am sure leading, you don't want to show all your tricks at this point in the offseason. Having the starting corners back, that's going to be huge. And I think the release of him, I think this release of Trey Flowers, I think it really telegraphs the Bears are counting on having a healthy corner room to start out this season. Now, the player that really surprised me the most, maybe it's because I'm a fan of his, the Bears cut Ian Wheeler. Now, this goes beyond falling in love with his personality during Hard Knocks last year. I mean, I fell in love with his game. Before he had that injury, he just showed us great speed and pass catching combo. He just really popped on film. And I was kind of surprised that a 2-touchdown performance against Buffalo was not enough for him to stick on this roster. Now, you're also looking at newly signed Royce Freeman. He was shown the door as well. I thought with the injuries that the Bears would have to keep 4, my thought was these 2 guys would be fighting it out for against Travis Homer. But I think this signals something. Kyle Monangai, Travis Homer, Roschon Johnson are close to getting back to healthy. Extra depth isn't really needed. And it was also hinted that GM Ryan Poles might approach the trade market for potential help. The challenge is actually finding someone credible who's available at a decent price. There's some rumors out right now that the Jacksonville Jaguars have a 4-back deep running back room. They've got 2 rookies that they're really excited about. And I don't think they're going to cut Travis Etienne. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think the player that they might cut is Tank Bigsby. He's a player that's really flashed. He's a really nice power back. A lot of good things to like about him. That's a player that might be a potential trade candidate for the Bears. Just throwing that out there. Or maybe they're still going to make a move in free agency, or maybe it's actually a situation that the Bears love what they've seen out of running back Britton. He makes the 53 or gets on the practice squad. He played well consistently all during this preseason. So there's a few questions here coming into final cuts. Do the Bears carry 6 wideouts? Do they carry an additional running back? And also a big determination of this is going to be the injury status of Austin Booker, right? The guy's just turned it up all offseason. He's been a revelation to watch. It looked like he was ready to turn a corner, but then he had that injury in this last game. There's not really word on the severity of this knee injury that he picked up versus the Chiefs. If he's placed on short-term IR, there's another roster spot as well that could open up. And also, if the Bears keep 6 receivers, then it means another player gets squeezed out of a spot. So there's just some guys on the bubble. Zach Pickens is on the bubble. Daniel Hardy, he's on the bubble. There's some players at risk of popping off of this roster, depending on really if the Bears choose to keep an extra running back, if they choose to keep an extra wide receiver, if Austin Booker, if his injury is going to keep him out for the first 4 weeks, if he goes on a short-term IR stint. All of these things are yet to be determined, but I just kind of wanted to let you know I was surprised about the Ian Wheeler cut. I thought it was really sneaky how Zane Frasier was able to stay on the roster in that way. He never technically reported to camp, so he doesn't have to be injured to be on the NFI list. Who would have known? The Bears get to eat their cake, have their cake and eat it too, and then also kind of worried about that Austin Booker injury. But it's going to be nice to see a full complement of defensive backs. You guys have been awesome. Bear down, and I'll talk to you soon.